Welcome back everyone. So I've been using the iPhone 12 Pro for a couple of weeks now, and what I can tell you is pretty much that I've had a pretty much net positive experience with the iPhone 12 Pro so far. But I made a video yesterday or the day before talking about what I loved about my iPhone 12 Pro. But now I kind of want to just say a couple of things that I kind of hate about my iPhone 12 Pro. Now, like I said, I love iPhones. I'm going to use this phone for probably a year now, but here are just some of the complaints that I have currently as of this phone. So first of all, coming from the previous model, which I had the iPhone 11 Pro for about a year, then I switched over to the 12 Pro. There's not that many features added from the previous model. It almost feels like it's exactly the same phone for the most part. We're getting MagSafe. I literally have, I'm not even joking, I have the MagSafe charger. I bought it, I spent $40 on it. I don't even use it that much. It's just such a minor feature. Besides the change in body and 5G, there's really not that many features added. You're getting a bigger display from the previous models, but there was really nothing where I use this phone and I'm like, wow, this was a huge upgrade coming from the predecessor. Now I look at a phone like the Galaxy S20. From the Galaxy S20 to the S10 vice versa, the S10 to the S20, that was actually a pretty big upgrade, and I own both those phones. I don't even use those phones as a main phone, but I can definitely tell you that was a pretty big upgrade. You're getting a better camera quality and everything, and it's a noticeable better upgrade. With this phone, it's just kind of like it's a one step in the right direction, and it also gets a little bit weirder when you look at a different aspect, which I'll get into in a second. It's a bigger phone from the previous model, which I like, but the other thing is coming from the 11 Pro, I really didn't see that big of an increase in terms of the performance. They almost feel like the exact same performing device, and I could have said the same thing about the S10 to the S20, but the S20 definitely feels much faster. Even like the OnePlus 8T and OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro, those phones feel extremely smooth still, and I think this one, I don't know what it is. I mean, there were some times where even the RAM management portion where I tested the 11 Pro versus the iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro, that the 11 Pro was outperforming the 12 Pro when it came down to the RAM management speeds. Now, I will have a full speed comparison coming soon, but that was something that was very interesting to me, and I don't really understand that too much. So I don't think it was a huge performance increase from the previous model, which isn't a big deal, but I figured I might as well hit on in this video. Now, these next two things are kind of weird, but I want to throw them in there. First of all, it's kind of top heavy. The previous model was also a little top heavy, but it's still kind of the same case here. I wish it was a little bit more, evened out a little bit. But the next thing, there's lots of glitches in this phone. I was not expecting these many minor glitches and these many chopped frames when I'm scrolling out of things and all that. So I don't really understand what's going on here. This thing didn't even get released with the first version of iOS 14. This thing came out with iOS 14.1. So the fact that there were these many bugs and everything is very weird. And there were times where my data would be off for my cellular if I'm going somewhere. I was like, why is my phone so dry? Why is nobody texting me? I found out my data is off and I couldn't get Snapchat notifications or anything like that. And there were a lot of cases where apps weren't opening properly, and there were just a lot of glitched frames overall. So that was something very, very interesting to me. I don't know why that was happening, but that was something that happened to me. Now, another thing, and this is kind of a minor one as well for people who own the iPhone 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max, you may have seen that the frosted back texture is actually not as good as the previous model. The 11 Pro had a super frosted back, and that thing felt really, really good in the back. This thing feels like, and I'm holding it in my hand right now, there is definitely a huge difference. The frosted back on the iPhone 11 Pro, in my opinion, the iPhone 12 Pro doesn't feel as frosted as it. It looks kind of the same, but when I rub my finger on it, it just feels like standard glass. So I don't know what's going on with it. I liked the previous model. This one I think is, I guess, good enough for the most part, but I really did like the previous model, to be completely honest. Now, this last thing that I wanted to hit on was something that was very, very weird to me at first, and I guess it kind of gotten better a little bit, but basically the smaller battery. I don't understand how Apple actually made it a bigger phone and put a smaller size battery inside of it. Now, temporarily, I've tested it between the 11 Pro and the 12 Pro. I found that it kind of does have better battery life, but I think the difference that I saw, which I think was like a 13% difference or something, could be attributed to basically the iOS 14 update. I feel like if I left my 11 Pro on iOS 13, it probably would have been better. But the weird thing is that I tested it against all the other Android phones that I currently had, the Pixel 5s, the Galaxy S20s, the OnePlus 8Ts. I saw that pretty much every single Android phone that I tested against, including the Galaxy S10 and the Galaxy S9, it technically had worse battery life than those phones. It didn't make any sense to me at all. Like, it was just the most shocking thing ever. So that's something that doesn't make any sense. And on top of that, that's even crazier. My iPhone 12 has better battery life than my iPhone 12 Pro. You're spending more money on the 12 Pro, but you're getting the same size battery, which actually gives you worse battery life. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what else it could have been. I mean, I tested them thoroughly, both the same, so I don't know what happened there. But even for the battery life to be smaller and a bigger form factor, it doesn't make any sense to me. I wish it was bigger and they put a bigger battery size. Even if the battery life is a little bit better on the 12, which I really don't think it is. I think it's just temporarily like that because of iOS 14. But let's just say it was. It would have been even better had it have the same, if not bigger battery size than the iPhone 11 Pro. So that didn't really make too much sense to me either. Again, I appreciate a lot of things from this phone. And like I said, I think it's been overall net positive, but it's a really expensive phone and it was a big purchase. So I figured I have the right to complain about it since I've been using it for a couple weeks now. So those are just a couple things of what I hate about my iPhone 12 Pro. And I think that's pretty much all of them. Again, I'm totally okay with it. Like, it's not going to kill me to use it, but these are just a couple of things that annoy me. So that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.